Hi everyone, back again. Okay, this card I've done before, this style of card, and it was, I think, a wedding card number 3. And probably the only thing I've done differently is distress and change the front panel, sort of. So you can sort of mix it up a bit. So that's what we're doing here. Again, we're using that die there. So I'll go through, no I won't. What we'll do first is we'll get our ring. Now, ring set, they were from the, oh goodness me, the memory box die set called Precious Wedding Rings. Okay, 2 different sizes. I've recently used the small one, but today I'm using the larger one. So again, take our embossing pen, clear embossing pen, and just colour around those rings. Now this was punched out of the paper that I'm using. I'm using the die cuts with the View luxury stack, and this same pattern is what I've used on the front of the card, so I thought I'd just cut this set of rings out from that paper. So again, we're not doing the diamond piece, we're not covering it with the embossing pen ink, because we're going to add some glittery stuff to it. Okay, I think I've covered that all. Let's now dip it into the Queen's Gold, Ranger Queen's Gold embossing powder. Okay, now we can heat emboss that. Now, glossy accents first. Oh, not there, silly girl. Here. Just a small amount. And add some, if I can find it, I had it earlier to make the other card. Do you think I can find it now? I'll be back. Alright, I'm here. Just taking it over to my bin and pouring that. So these are actually Stickles Dry Fine Glitter in Diamond. Same ones I used for a recent card I made. Okay, so that can now be set aside while we work on other components of the card. I punched out, actually we'll do the card base first. This here, not the card base, what's going to be added to it. This here is 3 3/8 by 4 3/8. I've cut that, and then all I've done is distress the edges with the Prima distress tool, and the rougher the better. I've just cut that there, ripped it, so I like it like that, so it doesn't faze me at all. Done all the other sides to save time, so I've done that. Now this is the bottom panel, and it's cut at 5 1/4 by 7/8. I think it was 7/8. Yeah, 5 1/4 by 7/8. These are cut at 4 3/8 by 7/8. There's 2 of those. Okay, so these are the side panels. That's the center panel, that's the bottom panel. Okay, so now I need to make the card base, and I'm using some Stampin' Up! Very Vanilla cardstock. I'm going to cut it down to 5.5 inches by 11. Right, I'm swapping paper trimmers now because this one, the Stampin' Up! In Australia, does not have the inches down the ruler here. It only has the centimetres. Up the top it has the inches and the centimetres, but because I work in imperial measurement in my paper crafting, it ain't good enough. Alright, so what we're going to do is on the 1 inch mark, so this measures 5.5, and I'm just bringing it over here to the 1 inch mark over here, positioning it there. Then I'm also going to grab this blade and I'm going to position it at the 1 inch mark there, and if my head gets in the way, I apologise. Put it down. I'm going to cut it all the way down to the 6.5 inch mark, and then we're going to flip that over and do the other side. So again, position it at the 1 inch mark. That's still at the 6.5 inch mark, so I'm just basically pushing it back up to the 1 inch mark, and that's it. That's your cutting done. So that's what you've got there. Alright, put that trimmer away and get the scoreboard. Now, this is where it can get a bit tricky. What we want to do, and I'll zoom in for this. Okay, so we want to score from the 1 inch, like we've got our 11 inch edge sitting at the top of the scoreboard, right? We're going to score down from the 1 inch to that first cut line there, just to that cut line. Okay. Oh, and I just ripped it. Yeah, I did. Oh, okay, I'll continue on, and I'll change it over in a minute. And then on the 2 inch line to the cut line. What we could do is try and get that out of the road. Just don't like scoring on it. Okay, and then over to the 6.5 inch line to the cut line. Okay, and then I've got to flip it and do the same. So 1 inch to the cut line, 2 inches to the cut line, and 6.5 inches to the cut line. Now we want to score it between the two cut lines at the 5.5 inch mark. So I'm going to grab my ruler so I don't stuff this up, because I stuffed the other one up and I did it on the 5 3/8. So 5.5 inch mark, score. That's our scoring done. Okay, so I just did, in case you didn't see that, from the 5.5 inches from the first cut line down to the second cut line. Okay, so then what we can do is we can bend that over. This one here gets bent over that way, and that one there gets bent up that way, and then you've got that one there. They all come together. Oops. Alright, show you that again. So I've got it open like that. Bend your middle one first, burnish it, and then your bottom one, it gets bent up, and your 2 inch one gets bent under like that. Okay, and then these ones should just sit down like that and burnish nicely. So there is your step fold card. Alright, that's your card base. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is apply some wet glue to this front panel piece because it's got roughed up edges. I'm not going to be able to get score tape on there too easily, so what I will do is just put the wet glue around the edges. Ooh, yeah, come out a bit fast. Alright, there we go, they're all glued on. So those two side panels only were adhered to that section there, so nothing's on this section because you really don't see that once the card sort of opened up. It just sits there like that. So now I took some of this is a die from Memory Box, no, Poppy Stamps, Diana border, and I punched it out with the cream, the Very Vanilla cardstock, and I sprayed it with some some Prima tea dye, Colour Bloom tea stain spray. Love that one, the tea stain. So that's what colour they turned out to be, which sort of blended in nicely. So then all I did was cut that in half, obviously, and then just applied some wet glue and stuck it down to both sides. And I staggered them so one's taller than the other. That's those done. Now I punched out I think this was the third largest die from the Labels 8 set. I think, yeah, the Labels 8. So the third largest, this one here. And I use the Very Vanilla cardstock again. Now all I'm doing with that one is putting it on an angle. I don't want it that angle because I want these opposing corners. And all I'm doing is scoring between the lines. So this one's got a bit of an edge, this Labels 8 die. And so I'm just going between those, and I did the wrong side. So I want that side. Okay. I'll try and get it straight now. So, let's see there. See the ridges? And so then I've just got them on the bottom left and the top right corner areas. Alright, now we can stick this one down. Okay. Notice I haven't distressed this piece. Alright, now this banner is from the Tim Holtz Alterations die, those thin long ones, and it's the Tattered Banners die, and I just use this one here, perfect size, and then sprayed it with the Prima Colour Bloom Tea Stain Spray Mist. And again, I'm just going to apply the glue on the back of this, because it's got distressed, different angled and curved edges. And I shall just centre that onto the front about there. And glue it down. Okay, now this one is, it says congratulations, and it's a die from Spellbinders, and it's the cut embossed stencil die called Sentiments 1. Okay, and you get congratulations, happy birthday and best wishes in that set. Now, to adhere this one, and I punched this out just using the Very Vanilla cardstock. Instead of applying the adhesive on the back, because you have, that's really difficult. I'm just, because this multi-matte medium dries clear, I'm just going to, and it doesn't, it's a matte, so it's not shiny, glossy or anything, so, and it also, by not putting it on here, it saves the actual word from being distorted by pulling at it and pushing it in all sorts of directions to try and get it to stick in the right place. So that, then now I'm just going to have to put a little bit under this C here, because it extends past the top. Then I don't think I did. Okay. Oh, I did then. Okay. And the G is fine. So that's glued down really straight and nice now. Next, I just punched a couple of hearts using the Stampin' Up! Little itty bitty heart punch, and again using the Very Vanilla cardstock, and again love these fine liner glue bottles, and the glue I've got in here is Scotch Quick Dry, by the way. Okay, they're down, done. Now, could probably do the same thing, but it's a bigger area to, like with the multi-matte medium, but I think I'll probably dirty it, given that I've got glue on my fingers already now. So if I play around with applying the multi-matte medium on the front there, I'm just scared that I'm going to dirty it. So let's just put the Scotch Quick Dry on the back here quickly, because it dries quickly, and then glue it down in the center ish, and then just going to get this is just a paper towel, dry paper towel that I'm using there. Now I haven't put any glue on this, I've got to be very careful. There we go. That's down. Now, make sure your little diamond is dry before you do that. Now I'm just going to grab a bling pearl, half black pearl, and add it to the centre there of that bow. Okay, glossy accents. And just a little dab there, a little dot, that's all I need, a little tiny little one. And press that down, that's done. Not even going to put a sentiment on the inside, so the card is now complete. Alright, another one down, a few more to go. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.